Okay guys, we are up to day 4 already. Time flies so fast, it's crazy. This one's going to be a super short video because a lot of the information for today I'll be posting in the group. I will continue to give you more information about the process healing. But for this little video, I just wanted to speak about the terminology that we can use when we're talking about our beliefs, our thoughts, our blocks. There's so many words, and I understand that's why I think the term shadows came about, because it was able to encompass all those different words together. Because I even know when I'm speaking a sentence, it's like, oh, your beliefs, your stories, your blocks, your values, your ideals, your whatevers. There's so many things that we can talk about that affect the way that we act, and we can put them all into one category and just say it's our beliefs, our stories, our whatevers. But I thought I would just give you, I've done up a little graphic that shows some of the ones that the most common words that we use when we're talking about all these ideas and thoughts, and literally groups of words that create a sentence that we are holding in our mind as something that is true for us in that moment. So I thought it was interesting to do a little breakdown. I also put a little video in there yesterday of the journey of the experience, because we know that the journey of the experience will start with an experience. And if we just look at it as our experience, so the things that we go through and the things that we are, I was going to say enjoying, but it's not enjoying. The things that we are encountering in our life that create that experience then move along that journey of those different words that I've got in this little graphic. So if you can imagine that the experience creates an emotion. So whether it's something that you enjoy or you don't enjoy, whatever you are doing, it will give you an emotion. It's normally going to be the ones that are going to be, and I'm going to use these words super lightly, the good ones or the bad ones, the positive ones or the negative ones, the ones that feel good and the ones that don't feel good. And we're not trying to put labels on them, it's just to give the experience a distinction between something horrible happening and something really good happening. And we know what that's like. We know there is a difference. So that experience creates the emotion. The emotion creates the belief, because the emotion is the part that is using that outside experience to create the way our body responds. Because the emotion is what is giving you that feeling in your body, and is what's telling you whether it feels good or not. Because I could say to you a sentence and say, oh, that's a good feeling sentence, or I could say to you, oh, that's a bad feeling sentence. But if you don't feel it in your body, because we are physical beings, you are not going to be able to distinguish the difference. Because if they are just two sentences and I'm just saying this one feels good, this one doesn't, how are you going to know that? How is your brain going to make that distinction between the two? That's why we have the response, which is felt through the body, so we can then make that distinction between, does this feel good or does this not feel good? And then with those emotions, it then creates our belief, and the belief is that statement or idea, words, whatever it is that we are holding as true for us. That belief can then become a story. We can put a group of different beliefs together and say that, if this, this, and this, then this. That is our story that we are holding on to. Then when we have this story, it creates a block, and we know that the block is going to be something in our way that is hindering our chance to follow through on something that we want or do or be. It's in our way. It is a block. And then that becomes our truth. Because we've been through that experience, emotion, story, belief, story, block, it becomes our truth because we've solidified it. Once we've had that experience, and then if we have similar ones to that, or if we feel similar emotions to that, or similar stories or blocks, or we keep recalling on that experience, which solidifies that whole group of journey through those different types, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. The more we think about it, the more we go back to it, the more we add things to it, the more we experience things similar to that, the bigger and bigger and bigger it comes. It becomes more and more of who we are and the truth of who we are. And it just becomes our bottom line. That's it. That's who we are. So what we're doing with this program and with all these tools is trying to identify the areas that these are showing up, the ways that they show up, and then we're using tools to try and alleviate some of that. And you can look at that journey and think, okay, well, let's go backwards. What's my truth? You could start there. You could start any way you wanted. It doesn't even matter, but that is a way that you can sort of really try and find out what are those things that you are holding true for right now. Of course, that's why I did it a different way from day one, is with getting towards the things that we want, to highlight all these things that are coming through, because I think it's better to focus on something in real time, or the things we really want right now, to help us start using the tools and start getting into that process so we can continually try to manifest exactly what we want. So have a look. I think I need to put the video in there as well, but I'll put the graphic in there and a little description of what those different, I'm just going to say words because I don't know if there is a word that accurately encompasses them all together. So I just want you to understand and know the difference. I know that we've only written down our statements and we're practicing on learning how to feel it in our body. With our process healing, with the steps I give you today, you can start tuning your subconscious into creating the technique that we are learning to start eliminating these feelings from our body. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll see you tomorrow.